Hello and welcome back to Podcasting is Praxis. I'm David, my pronouns are he and him.
I'm Jamie, my pronouns are he and him.
I'm Rob, mine are he and him.
And I'm Alistair, my pronouns are also he and him.
Yeah, we're back for another episode, which may or may not be a bonus. I don't know. I don't like double recordings. I don't like this kind of like extra fucking work. So sorry or fuck you.
Yeah. If you're a Patreon subscriber, we do like you, though. You're a good person. You have a good personality. You know?
No, you don't. You're a fucking Patreon
You
subscriber.
have a
podcast.
good Myers-Briggs test result, I assume.
Welcome, INTJ, to this podcast.
Imagine if if your Myers-Briggs was like UKMT.
God help you. So, yeah, we'll see what one this comes out on. So, subscribe to the Patreon. Oh, thank you for subscribing to the Patreon. I'm sick of this bit now, so Rob, just start.
Yeah, all right. So, little peek behind the scenes as intro to the first article. For a while now, I've been keeping one eye out on the Liberal Democrats to see if A, they still existed, and B, if they were ever going to do anything funny. And I can, almost conclusively tell you that yes, they still exist, but no, they're not going to be amusing. Until this week, when there was an article by Lucy Fisher in the Financial Times, and that the Liberal Democrats, apart from the other two parties, have also been strategizing about the general election and what to do with such a thing. So recently they called. Well, the opposite really. What they did is they
whether
gathered
they
all
can
their,
feed the entire political party with one Domino's order.
They gathered all their brain trust and their big people in one small room somewhere in London, I guess, and then the following emerged. I'm just going to read you from the article.
Presumably they had to use the same room that they've imprisoned Joe Swinson in on those screens.
Britain's Liberal Democrats have started planning for a wildcard risk to their general election campaign next year, an eruption of Edmania.
What?
Oh, yes.
What, a wild card risk to their general election prospects?
Strategy.
As though, Ed Davey is some kind of, force of nature? Or like Charlie Day in that one episode of Always Sunny where he cuts the brakes to the van.
No, it's in the sense of, do you remember 2010 and
No.
Clay
Unfortunately.
Mania? This is what happens.
I was busy having amnesia that year.
The prospect of party leader Sir Ed Davey suddenly becoming wildly popular and lulling activists into a false sense of security over voter support was one of a range of scenarios considered by campaign staff last month.
Mr. Davey,
right.
your campaign has the popularity of a runaway freight train.
I thought the threat was if he got too popular, he would develop an ego and start fucking it up. Not like everyone else deciding that it was in the bag. What Liberal Democrat, other than Joe Swinson, has ever said we will win an election?
Well, I mean, the Liberals in their wildest dreams, they come second. I mean, this is we know this very well. Apparently during one of their very serious strategy sessions, this scenario was, to quote the article, war gamed.
They played Risk while they discussed it.
And apparently this is all based on a very old clip of...
Imagine being on the Lib Dem red team.
Apparently the probability of Ed Mania is based on an old clip of Ed Davey talking about how he used to be a carer once upon a time, and that that clip might go very deeply viral at some point.
How fucking small time do you have to be sitting there thinking, wow, what if this one particular clip we've got goes viral?
No, there's a whole guy on Twitter whose only fucking personality trait is exactly that, though.
Yeah. I can think of
Can't
several.
remember his fucking name.
What's great is that they've commissioned an article where it's like, imagine if this one clip went viral, hint hint, and it still hasn't gone viral.
Also, the Financial Times doesn't link the clip, so I have no idea.
What they need to do is if they want
error.
if they want like an unsuspecting clip to go viral, what they need to do is they need to employ Nathan Fielder to come and like stage the whole thing for them.
What if Ed Davey was flavoured like shit?
See, the Lib Dems trying to engineer a viral video clip's gonna be like that episode of Bottom where they try to get on fucking You've Been Framed.
They did this with Where's Jeremy Corbyn's Spine, though. That was the attempt at this they've done. Not even that. It was Vince Cable's I Like the Hat. That was an attempt at a viral video.
No,
they need to stop. They're bad at it.
Yeah, the inimitable virality of the Liberal Democrats.
Let me read you one more bit. Speaking of virality, other improbable challenges, and to be fair, that's a good description, examined at the event included the risk of a donor recommending the party to rebrand itself as Dem Libs on social media to appeal to the youth world.
Oh, stop the fucking car. I think we're going back to Winnipeg. Like.
Yeah.
Have they considered recruiting Dak Gary?
I mean, it really is more realistic for them to invent a time machine, go back to 2009, and just kill fucking Nick Clegg so that he can't renege on his pledge to put tuition fees up. Like maybe you could have done that instead of whatever the fuck this is.
Yeah, but we don't have time
what they would
machines
actually.
yet, so...
Yeah, but what they would do if they had the time machine would go back and fuck off. Oh, all they would do with a time machine is go back and make an extra 5 pence on the plastic bags. That would be the fucking gambit. It wouldn't be anything as good as like, oh yeah, don't do the student loans thing, because at their heart they are Dem Libs. Jesus fucking Christ.
Right, the fucking podcast's over. Like, I'll see you later.
Oh, fuck. What can I do with this?
Oh, fucking hell. Someone's going to have to give me oxygen in a minute. Dem Libs. Oh, fuck me. That's so good.
Oh, fucking hell.
I think maybe my other favourite bit about this is like that part of their challenge is like apparently that there's a donor that has so much money and so much control over the party, therefore that they come up with the suggestion of Dem Libs.
I hope this fucking donor was like 100 fucking years old or something.
How many Twitch subs to change your fucking username?
Pay 10 quid and you can change the logo of the Liberal Democrat Party.
For real though, there's probably some mileage in like being able to fucking pay money to play the Inception horn during speeches.
Putting red text under the words Liberal Democrats on the ballot.
Ask me about fucking over an entire generation of young people.
Rome did not have tuition fees, fuckwit. Oh, they're a fucking joke, like. If I was supposedly a politician and this is the sort of shit I had to get up to get noticed, I would just fucking I would buy one of those Cybertrucks and drive it into the fucking ocean.
Get the entire Liberal Democrat, Dem Libs into the truck with you, and then drive it into the sea.
Yeah. Oh, fucking hell.
Fucking bold play to start an episode on this. Fuck's sake.
It's all downhill from here.
Yeah.
Just like
Jesus.
fucking hurtling down a mountainside on a sledge and the mountain's labelled Dem Libs.
A whole new generation of political cartoonists arises. Oh. I really don't know how to get out of this now. Right to the next story.
We've dug ourselves into a Dem Libs shaped hole and don't know how to get out again.
A diamond-shaped hole from which there is no escape.
Oh no, the hole's full of piss.
Oh, fucking hell. Right, deep breath.
All right. Shall we do one depressing story and then we'll go on to the insane article read? Or do you want to have two depressing stories in the middle?
Let's see how depressed the first
Oh,
one
I'm
makes
easy.
us.
Well, fuck me. Right. In a wildly jarring shift of tone at this point, there was a good article. I think it was in the, can't remember, didn't write it down, but it was by a journalist called Sarah Taffy Maguire. So they did a bunch of Citizens Advice, the Consumer Protection Financial Advice Bureau. Did a big new report, and that's currently showing that more than half of all parents with kids in primary schools are likely to use buy now, pay later schemes this year to afford Christmas. Not just like the presents, but the family being over, the food, the everything, etc. That, if you're wondering, totals up to just over 15 million people out of about 80 million living in the UK. And it's a million more people than the 14 million who used Buy Now, Pay Later in the first 6 months of this year. So, everything's going very, very well. It's part of a growing trend. More than like 10 billion has been lent to consumers over the last 3 years. So, again, we've substituted, not news, but like we've substituted wage growth and, real income growth with cheap debt. And now it's reaching into, the food shop because we didn't, there wasn't enough debt and credit floating around the economy as of yet. I think I've appropriately jarringly shifted the tone at this point.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah.
Now over to Dem Libs to see what they have to say about this.
Jesus.
But yeah, of course, because everything is like so completely fucked for like so many people in this country, the number of people who get like stuck in buy now, pay later debt has risen by almost 70% in the last year. So like at least one of the 5 people who take out one of these like short-term loans, whatever you want to call them, end up missing a payment or end up paying late, which results in financial penalties, and then very often ends up resulting in bailiffs or debt collectors coming to your house because
Look,
you couldn't manage
I cannot bring myself to criticise an industry who James Ball himself has touted as a useful institution in this country. So who's to say if it's bad or not?
If
the data bollock thinks so, then I mean, yeah, whomst among us?
The bollock of knowledge.
Yeah, I mean, this is, and again, unsurprisingly, about a third. This is from the report from Citizens Advice, because I skimmed the whole thing. Like a third of people who use buy now pay later schemes have borrowed like even more money from different sources to make the repayments on a buy now pay later loan, because they're very often like several weeks or up to like 3 months in duration. So like people get into credit card debt to repay their buy now pay later debt, which has the credit card debt then has a higher interest rate, and then that's how spirals happen basically. It's also, of course, not evenly distributed. According to Citizens Advice, 80% of trans people who make use of buy now pay later end up in trouble with it, as opposed to, on their research, 27% of just cis het people. The number is also far higher of people with disabilities or mental health issues, and that's partly because obviously they have financial issues that are difficult to deal with, and especially in Britain where these people are meant to disappear. It's
I mean, and on the episode that we just recorded, we were talking about how benefits have been increased by the smallest amount that essentially they could be increased, but the cap hasn't been increased, right? So this is one of those outcomes that happens when you do that, because guess who makes a lot of use of benefits? It turns out it's people with disabilities. So when people who have disabilities can't afford to exist, what do? They do the same thing anyone else does. They do whatever they can to survive.
Yeah,
which includes getting trapped in a vortex of debt with predatory interest rates and fucking trapped in the shadow realm with James Ball.
I mean, it's also because very often with these buy now pay later schemes, when you enter into one of them on the website of whatever it is you're buying, like they've purposefully like obscure what the repayment terms are, what the impact is, what can happen if you don't pay. It's just kind of click, you're in, you're out. So there's no like if you take out a credit card, or if you take out like a more formal loan, there are like certain things that like the lender is obliged to demonstrate to you in sort of relatively clear terms and pros. With buy now pay later, because they're using, I won't bore you with the details, but like they're using like a certain type of loan that like the Financial Conduct Authority doesn't regulate at all. It's they're just skirting around the thing, and then of course, I think last year or 2 years.
Why do you want to regulate a service that gives a lifeline to disabled and trans people across the country, Rob? That's just snobbishness right there.
Well, Alistair, I'm glad you work for Her Majesty's Treasury now, because that is exactly when they said what they said when regulation might have been coming down the pipeline. Specifically,
oh my God,
that they
no.
Specifically that they were worried during Corona that it would prevent poor people from having access to interest-free loans, and that would be bad actually. So best not regulate the sector.
Wait, interest-free?
Yeah. If you pay on time, technically you don't pay an interest.
Yeah, these things are usually fine. Yeah, so long as you actually know that you're going to have the money, like on time, it shouldn't cost you any more.
Yeah,
so
I
if
think
you just
if I remember
magically find the
correctly,
money that you didn't have in the first place, then everything's fine. Oh, good. No, that's good to know.
I mean, if I remember it correctly, the way that like a big provider like Klarna works is like they take their discount from the vendor, from the seller. So like if you buy like something through Klarna from, I don't know, let's say Tesco or something, then like Klarna won't pay like the full amount to Tesco. They'll pay like 99 point something %, and then claim the full amount back from you. And what they take in the middle is the profit. And Tesco gets paid like immediately and has more customers than they would normally have. So for them, it works out
better to get
well.
paid 99% of something than 100% of nothing, right?
Exactly, 100%. So yeah, like it's there was, like I said, so I was reading this big report on it. It's like, it's not just like the lenders themselves, but it's also like the retailers, because they also profit by this. Like a lot of time now, if you like buy something online through like any number of web shops, like the default payment method, so like unless you change it, is buy now, pay later. And like retailers sometimes even offer you discounts if you use buy now, pay later rather than your like actual money. It's which of course, because of the system is like so ill designed and like so purposefully opaque and not, they don't have to really tell you much of anything. It also, of course, means that a lot of people think that like buy now, pay later schemes aren't like real borrowing, like a credit card or a mortgage or something, I guess. And they don't think of the fact that it is a lot of the time either a product that bears interest or at least...
In a way, they're right, because it doesn't have any of the fucking regulation.
Yeah. I mean, it currently sort of exists in like a weird like nether zone.
The Shadow Realm.
And is determined to keep itself there. So like again, according to the report from Citizens Advice, like almost half the people who ended up with these buy now, pay later loans, whether or not they paid them off like fully on time or not, like they didn't really understand what they were signing up for with one of these products, and especially that like the amount of like repayment. I think one of the big ones, I can't remember which one, is like for any transaction that's less than 30 or 36 pounds or something, like the late payment fee is like £6. So if you're late once, but if it's anything over that, it's up to like the 25% of the amount you buy now, pay later. So it is in their financial interest to have a substantial number of their people not be able to make their money, because that's where they then make the real money, which is with late fees. It's the same thing with like your average bank account, but like far, far worse.
Because of the lack of regulation. Excellent. The system works.
Because of the lack of regulation. Yeah. No, it's a horrible like debt trap of a thing, and it it shows no sign of stopping, because we've stopped providing materially for the people of this country. So that's your Christmas update, I guess. And I thoroughly ruined the mood after that Dem Libs, for which I apologize. But all right. So Christmas is often a time of overindulgence, and then we don't feel so good afterwards. So before we leave our listeners for
I don't feel so good before.
Well, then this article is also for you, JB, because I wanted to, it is sort of a change of pace from the usual. I want to turn to the world of wellness and see if we can't get everybody into better habits for the new year.
Here we fucking go.
So this is a piece from Slate, and I swear to Christ I haven't made this up. It's written by a woman called Rebecca Onion.
Fuck off, Rob.
Member of the Dem
You've
Libs.
made this episode up. You've straight up just not bothered with real things.
Yeah, there was one real nugget, and the rest has been like...
Podcasting practice coming to you live from the Shadow Realm.
Yeah. Rob just spent all night like up fucking, do you know what I mean, playing video games, and then panicked at the last minute and realised he needed an episode.
Chat GPT, save me.
Yeah.
Write the most insane article by the most insane writer you've ever heard of.
ChatGPT, fucking hell, I can't even talk, I'm dead. Honestly, if ChatGPT had come up with Dem Libs, I'd have a much like fucking, do you know what I mean, friendlier view towards Robo's Basilisk.
We finally found AI's killer app.
Yeah.
Anyway, in a piece on Slate, Rebecca Onion right.
Is this something? What is it? Is it crystals? Is it like having a fucking chiropractor, like having a chiropractor like break your baby over their knee, like fucking Bane did to Batman in order to cure the hiccups or something?
I wish it was, but no. The article is
shiny
from
UV light up your arse. You can harness the power of the sun and fly around like Superman.
I mean, it is in their medical examiner section, so, it's not a no. No, the title of the article is called Why You Should Try Sitting on the Floor.
I do. I wish that was my only fucking job in life, was to sit on the floor and feel sad. But I can't, because the man insists that I sit in a chair sometimes.
Yeah, but what if not, Jamie? Ditching a chair when I can has made my joints and muscles feel great.
Okay.
This is like that guy at university who's just insists on using a fucking medicine ball for a desk chair, and it's like, okay, dude, we get it. It's fun to sit on.
The beanbag guy.
Space hopper. That'd be better.
I mean, if you had a space hopper instead of your desk chair, then it's doubles as transport.
Yeah, the space hopper is the working man's exercise ball.
Yeah.
You can read advice about habits.
I wonder if anyone's ever tried to come down a flight of stairs on a space hopper.
For the wanker on the go.
I would actually. I'm gonna have to go to YouTube as soon as we're done and see if anyone's done, because that feels like a jackass bit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
someone has to come downstairs on a space hopper, but I would salute the brave fucking person who tried. It'd be the British version of an astronaut. The guy that tried to get down a fucking staircase. Or sitting on a really shitty.
It's just going to be compilations of the meat safe murderer.
Well, I can rest your anxious heart, Dave, Jamie. There are multiple videos of people trying to space hopper their way down the stairs.
Nice.
Fucking yes.
Let's do a podcast about them. Have the Lib Dems tried that? To appeal to the youth.
To be fair, that would make me erupted at mania had he bounced his way down the stairs.
Turns the fucking space hopper around and sits down and says, "How you doing, kids?"
Forcing Vince Cable to bounce down the stairs to prove he can still run for election.
Well, Cable wrote that insane article we read a long time ago about wow, we should get more old people into the workforce. Maybe we just need to equip more senior citizen homes with space hoppers at the edge of the stairs.
Imagine he tries to come down the stairs on a space hopper and all that's left is his hat.
He died on the way back to BP.
You can read advice about habits for years before you finally decide to adopt one. I knew from following mobility influencers that they're always sitting on the floor.
I.e. a busman.
I think, honestly, I would question the credentials of any mobility influencer who was sat on the floor. That's the opposite of their job.
Well, I mean, Gareth Dennis, if you're listening, let us know how often you sit on the floor. Gareth Dennis touts it as a way to increase flexibility. The discomfort of the heart. Yeah, the discomfort of the Gareth Dennis bit for legal reasons.
None of it, Rob. None of it. There are just multiple levels of made up and fake.
The discomfort of the hard surface forces a seated person to shift positions more often, which is supposedly good for reducing inflammation and upping metabolism.
Uh-huh.
Right, am I about to hear about the fucking benefits of being put in stress positions?
If it's good enough for the Guantanamo Bay prisoners, it's good enough for you.
Yeah. Well, most people would sit on a chair. Some people will stand against the wall with their knees bent at a 90-degree angle and hold it by the bottom of the legs for multiple minutes.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, David. If the big message from the 2000s and 2010s was every office worker needs a standing desk, then everyone should sit on the floor.
I've been feeling Abu Ghraib
era sequel. Alistair, have you been following?
Fucking hell. Oh, fucking hell.
Alistair, have you been following black site influencers?
Yeah, it's really weird. They just pour loads of water over the camera.
The sensation of drowning increases respiratory readiness.
I'm imagining that as like a fucking ASMR video people listen to get to sleep, like POV waterboarding.
Lo-fi waterboarding to chill to.
Those affirmations videos where it just says things like, you don't feel like you can breathe. You are powerless in this situation.
It's in the background. Ah!
Earlier this year, I read a book called Built to Move by Kelly Starrett, a physical therapist, and his wife, Juliet Starrett, a former attorney and world champion whitewater rafter. It has a whole chapter on the habit, recommending it as a way to rewild the hip joints of bodies that have been sitting in chairs too long.
Okay.
What my hip joints are needing is some more bees in about them.
Oh, just like fucking rocking up at the senior citizens like fucking home and saying like, you know what you all need in here is more badges on your hip.
I have reintroduced beavers to my hip joints. I feel much better now.
Can't get your pants on because they've damned the leg.
Yeah, but the issues of flooding have got way down.
I dare say we've worked out which episode's going to be the bonus this week.
I can't breathe.
That's assuming we all make it out of here alive, because at this point this might well turn into the fucking Dyatlov passive like podcast.
Oh, fucking hell.
Alright, I'm going to try to keep reading. Makes sense!
Conspiracy theories about what made us all flee the tents. And like, when someone's like, maybe it was dem libs.
Oh.
Makes sense! Exclamation mark, I said to myself, and proceeded not to do it. For me, floor sitting clicked only after I finally got COVID for the first time this year.
Are you sure you're not confusing like Rebecca Onion with The Onion?
No, I don't.
Please, Mr. Onion was her father.
I had to double check this shit because I thought I wasn't like. I was off my regular exercise routine for about a month, trying to get my breath back while join the club and not join
Fucking
myself.
same.
Imagine being like for a month.
In previous stretches of life when I've had to stop exercising, I felt as if ants were crawling under my skin. But this time, I was fresh from reading Built to Move, and floor sitting saved me.
Has Rebecca Onion considered that she's actually just got undiagnosed ADHD?
I brought a bolster and a few yoga blocks into the room where I was isolating and used the small strip of floor in there to shift into different seated positions while watching streaming shows on my laptop.
Small strip of floor?
Yeah.
Known colloquially as a hallway.
I'm just picturing it's like that VR game where you have to walk across the plank.
Then, when I was testing negative,
Just constantly
and back to work,
falling into the kitchen while you're trying to type articles.
I mean, kitchen access is a privileged thing in Guantanamo Bay, so, you know, like... Then, when I was testing negative and back to work, and readopting the habit of using my standing desk looked daunting, I began to spend stretches...
the most annoying person on earth, for fuck's sake.
I began to spend stretches of the afternoon on the floor. I sit with my legs in a V, crisscross applesauce, or the 1990 position.
Crisscross applesauce. A nation of fucking children, honestly.
Yeah.
And my laptop on an ottoman, zooming or typing away.
I imagine he means, like, of the Ottoman Empire.
Yeah, I know. Like they say in Built to Move, the idea is not to never sit, but to try to sit on the floor instead of a chair. I liked it enough that when I got better, I kept using the floor sitting as a rest from standing at my desk, rather than collapsing. Rather than collapsing on my office couch. Which, how does she only have a small strip of floor, but also an office couch and a standing desk and enough room for a bolster and a few yoga blocks? The spatial arrangement of this.
Well,
thing.
You've answered your own question. That's why there's only a small strip of floor left.
Well, you see, when you're this full of yourself, your head tends to scrape loudly against all the walls and ceilings.
And now I sorry, and now I try to make it by default when I watch TV or chat novels at book club or wait at the airport gate.
Begging to be fucking told off by the TSA so you can extol the virtues of working from sitting down on the floor.
I have no idea whether I'll live longer or get better at my formal exercise endeavors because of this new habit.
I do, you won't.
But
yeah, all my other exercises have fallen by the wayside now. I just insist on sitting on the floor 24 hours a day.
Let's say on the floor like an animal, yes. But floor sitting and its close cousins squatting and kneeling feels great.
Yeah, Biffa, Bofa, Bomba, all the rest of them.
Something about the Jesus Christ.
Listener, can you tell that we've been podcasting for over 2 hours at this point?
I don't think that's the issue, if I'm honest.
No, I don't think
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Something about the feedback between my muscles and joints, gravity, and the floor keeps things feeling smoother.
What do you mean?
I love that smooth gravity.
Yeah, one of Michael Jackson's lesser known songs.
I hate when I fall off something and my motion towards the floor isn't fluid.
It keeps things feeling smoother than when they do when I arrange myself in a 90-degree angle in a traditional chair for hours on end.
What the? This motherfucker has just recalibrated the word sitting. Like this is double speak for hanging out in your own house.
Yeah. Do you know what you could do though? Is just get a bigger chair. You know, like if you're just gonna sit cross-legged on the floor, just get like just put a table next to your table and just sit cross-legged on that.
But can I also sit crisscross applesauce in it?
To be fair, and I hate to be fair to this person already, that is what Americans call it for some inscrutable reason.
They call it that for some inscrutable reason because the previous thing they called it was racist.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I hate that you're right.
Maybe the best.
Fucking lawnmowing your way through this article.
Maybe
this is fucking terrible. If we have to say Rob isn't allowed to do show notes anymore, that's the end of the podcast.
What we need are checks and balances.
Maybe the best thing about this habit is that, psychologically speaking, it's very reassuring to know that this is a type of training you can basically do for free.
Wow, you can sit for free? Fuck! I've been paying hundreds of pounds a month for no reason.
It takes no extra time or money and can be done at any age.
This has the exact fucking energy of like an infomercial presented by Troy McClure.
You may remember me from them libs.
You may remember me from Dem Libs, and this is why we call it crisscross applesauce now.
It takes no extra time or money and can be done at any age, even when you have no...
Gone are the days of like the coin-operated chairs that you had to fucking buy. No longer want those in my home, thank you very much. We've got carpet.
Oh, that's all well and good for you, but Rumbelows owns my carpet.
You should never rent a carpet from Rumbelows because they give the carpet license and like people your address.
Yeah, but they have no authority to come in. They can only politely ask you to pay your carpet license.
They can only sit on the doorstep.
Yeah, but it doesn't cost anything extra.
I hate this episode.
This is somehow worse than the time we learned about Perno de Perno for the first time.
And can be done at any age, even when you have no energy at all.
Okay.
You seem sad. Have you considered inertia?
Have you considered sitting down in an empty bathtub?
You consider pretending to sit in a chair.
Can I interest you in crisscross applesauce?
I'm done.
I'm gonna start asking for for that on my burger when I get one from the fucking takeaway van. You know what I mean?
All you have to do is keep on doing it. Just never get up.
What? I can feel my sense of self just fucking slipping away.
Have you tried sitting on the floor, David?
I don't know anymore.
Well, give it a go. Give us a trip report.
Well, would you? I mean, because of course I did stop here because, far from. There were a number of links in the article and I've clicked on some.
Rob.
Would you like to have some quick Q&As about the growing movement of floor sitting? let me dispel the first myth for you. If floor sitting
there are myths about floor sitting.
Yes. If floor sitting is so great, why isn't everyone doing it? Question mark. While ground...
They are, you just need to look lower to see them.
While ground living may seem unusual to those of us...
Oh my god!
Have you considered the Morlocks have a point?
May seem unusual to those of us who regularly sit in chairs.
Yeah, it may seem unusual to you Earth dwellers.
Ground living, though, that's incredible. Would you still love me if I was a worm?
Only if you practice the art of floor sitting.
It's actually quite common in many cultures around the world. And, not coincidentally, all the people in those cultures retain a lot of mobility! Exclamation mark.
No.
Despite the numerous benefits for your health and well-being, it can be difficult to start floor sitting if you're new to it.
Yeah, not all of us are big enough weebs to Naruto run to the floor.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh.
How is this not a bit, like?
I don't know.
You can't do that. You can't do the fucking alternative medicine secret knowledge thing about sitting on the fucking floor.
Evangelion 4.0, you cannot use the chair.
Now, of course, now that we've turned everybody into the wonderful world of floor sitting, you, by the dear listener, might be wondering, how could I turn my home into a ground living haven?
Dig your own basement.
In many ways, Joseph Fritzl was the original floor sitter.
Fuck's sake. Can't we have one podcast that doesn't end with us bringing up Joseph Fritzl?
Now that you're spending more time sitting on the floor, you may be wondering, what about all my furniture? Am I just supposed to live in an ugly, empty space? Definitely not! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! There are many different ways you can explore transforming your home into a more inviting ground living space. Think plush carpets, beautiful cushions, and low tables for working and dining. You can also consider at this point going furniture free.
Yeah, I'm inventing a new form of language. It's called noun verbing. Please book reading opening your to page 43.
All those photos you see on Reddit of like men's spaces where it's just like a fucking TV and a console in an otherwise empty room with no furniture. They were just ahead of the curve.
Yeah, avid floor sitters, all of them.
Yeah.
The insane thing is, like, if if this is what you want, I'm not going to give names because obviously I'm not doing fucking plugs, but like, apparently if I want to get in on this and, get tips from this guru, I have to get on the wait list because I can't just like join up.
Oh my god.
If this guy had an office with a waiting room, do you think it would have chairs in it?
Right, one more small bit. This is a picture of my boyfriend Chris. He is sitting on a couch. Chris loved our couch. It's a cool picture because it pretty much
Why
shows
aren't
the
you
last
turning
time...
over the turtle?
It's a kind of cool picture because it pretty much shows the last time Chris ever sat on our couch.
That's not sinister in the fucking least.
Let's just say he is no longer capable of sitting on the couch.
We moved it to the garage in 2014 and took this picture when we were getting ready to put it on Craigslist. We've been living furniture free for a couple of years now. And
furniture free! Furniture free, Rob! Where are they sleeping?
On the floor, like an animal.
Are these people like in their like early 20s or something? Because I feel like I'm getting vibes.
No, the main guru is a woman who looks to be in like her 50s or 60s.
Oh my god.
Step 2, get some stuff to sit on. Brackets, that's not furniture.
Have you considered like fucking tax returns? Or like the concept of ennui?
Simply floor sit your pants for some extra padding.
Is your own arse furniture? Most heated debate in the history of forums.
The floor sitting purists who will cut off their own asshole. Just
Wait, does this mean they don't sit on the toilet?
Maybe they just dig a hole in the ground. Or they just like roll back the carpet a bit, take a shit, and then roll it back.
Rumbles won't like that.
Who would win? Who would win? A floor sitter or some kind of brown smear?
Step 6. Move just one piece of furniture out of the house. Okay, this is a big one. Maybe you'll never be ready for it, but maybe you're ready right now! Exclamation mark.
I am ready right now, and the piece of furniture I'm going to choose is my fucking computer.
Move your dining set to the garage. Don't sell it. Just do a trial separation. See how the first couple of days go.
Have you considered divorcing your microwave?
If you want it back, take it back! Exclamation mark. Maybe furniture free isn't right for you just yet. I can't read anymore.
This article is giving me a stress headache.
Yeah. This article has successfully counteracted opiates. Fucking hell.
God, stop laughing.
I know, I'm glad I'm not the one doing comment or commentary at this week, because this is a very fucking tough act to follow.
Do we want to do a comment or commentary, or shall we just leave it here?
I mean, I've got.
Let's do it. We have it. We might as well do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is
So
like
I might
Somehow-
start to
somehow
feel
we've
more
only-
fucking normal after it.
Somehow we've only done an hour so far.
It feels like we've been here for years.
Yeah.
yeah. Feels like
I've certainly aged more than an hour.
Yeah.
Feels like we've always been on the ground.
Yeah.
All right, should we do some comment and commentary out then?
Yeah.
Please.
Okay, here's your first one. The end of the Cold War should have released billions of dollars that had been tied up in an endless arms race in Europe, but the EU decided to replace the USSR with itself becoming the oppressor, a kind of Soviet Union, but with money.
Fuck.
Comment or commentary.
Is this, I don't know, the Heart of Iron forums or something?
No, they wouldn't ever say anything as bad about the Soviet Union like that. I'm gonna say
comment.
commentariat.
Comment.
Was that comment David and Rob, yeah?
Yeah.
Jamie and Rob,
Oh,
but yeah.
Jamie and Rob. That was size 16 carbon footprint in Conservative Woman. A comment in Conservative Woman on an article about the Napoleon movie. Okay, here's your next one. Nobody is denying that many people died before their time because of blunders in hospitals and care homes, delays in protecting those most vulnerable, and shortages of PPE. Many of the bereaved have very good reason to be aggrieved, and their continuing anger is understandable. But victim status does not come with a free pass for bad behaviour, nor does it give the COVID bereaved the right to make the inquiry all about them. They say they want justice, but what they really seem to seek is retribution and a permanent position on the moral high ground from where they are free to make whatever accusations they like.
Whoa! I mean, I knew there was a butt coming in the middle of that, but fuck me.
Commentariat.
No, that's 100% commentariat.
Yeah, that's commentariat.
Yeah, that was Isabel Oakeshott in Telegraph.
Jesus.
Here's your next one. These trends have been going on since the 70s. You used to see kids staggering around with crisp packets filled with Evo Stick, glue plastered around their mouths, inhaling butane gas from cigarette lighter refills. Unfortunately, it's the widespread availability of social media that spreads these crazes like wildfire. Social media platforms need to do more to take down these videos. Comment or commentariat?
Comment.
Yeah, comment.
Comment, yeah.
That was a comment by Gremlin Lolly in the Express.
I mean, he is closer to the floor, I guess.
Right. Here's your last one. Pasted on the bus interior were posters urging passengers to get the app. This marvel of the latest technology was obviously really something, was described thus. You'll never have to worry about losing your ticket or forgetting your change, as you can buy and store tickets on your phone. Just scan each mobile ticket when you hop on board and when you're ready to go. Running late? No problem. Using real-time information, the First Bus app lets you track your bus live on a map, so you'll know exactly where it is and then when it will arrive. You'll also know how many wheelchair spaces and empty seats there are, allowing you to easily plan your journey. All very innocent and helpful, designed to give a wonderful service to the paying customer. Yet what this app fails to convey to the gullible, trusting majority who fail to see the plans being laid for the Great Reset is that it is a component on the road to a society in which we are all required to carry a mobile wallet in the form of a smartphone. If the Great Resetters get their way, without a mobile wallet, we will be non-persons and will not be able to take part in society.
Commentariat.
Come.
Yeah.
Yeah, commentariat. Fuck it.
Comment.
That was Harry Hopkins, Conservative woman.
Oh dear.
There was more, but like I figured if I left too much in there, it would be way too obvious that it was from an article. But it carries on with it. So following on from where I just finished, with the wallet, everything about our lives will be recorded and monitored to make sure we are compliant citizens. Freedom to choose will be a concept that is only a fond memory as we become subservient parts of the mass that is manipulated to the will of those who have the power. Am I raving? I think not. And that's it. That's your lot.
Therefore, I amn't.
Is it me that's out of touch? No, it must be the bus app.
Yeah, the bus timetablers are in favour of the Great Reset.
Taken by big bus time.
Well, I hope you enjoyed those blistering insights into our society.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel more grounded now than I did when I was listening to the floor sit and stuff. So yeah. So what are we calling this one? The bonus, or are we calling this one?
I think so. Yeah. I think.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah. We can't give this away for free.
No.
It's too precious.
And if you wanted more incisive politics, then sorry. Maybe wait for an Andor episode to drop.
Yeah. This is the curse of like doing Lib Dems on the fucking podcast.
Jesus, never again. Never again.
Well, unless they come up with shit like Dem Libs again, then they can...
Fucking hell. I think hopefully they've fucking peaked.
We'll see you all back here in a few weeks for Dem Dry Libs.
God.
Well, thank you very much for being here, being Patreon subscribers.
Yeah, thank you very much for continuing to be patrons, etc. Since this is the Patreon episode confirmed, I can actually give you a little bit of a schedule for episodes. So you can expect us to have the Q&A episode to drop on New Year's Day, and you will then have a cultural committee on the 4th of January. Depending how we get things through. But before then, you will have the awards, because we haven't done the awards yet, and we need to do the awards. You can expect them the 21st and the 28th. So, yeah. I don't have anything to add to that.
It's just, you're here, you know the deal. But like, we'll supply you with content through the dark days of you being in the same room with your racist uncle.
Yes, and keep an eye out for Twitch streams. Date's not set yet, but there will be Twitch streams. At least a couple of things that we want to do. So yeah, we'll see you there if we don't see you on
I
Discord
can't
soon.
fucking remember when this is coming up, but, happy whatever it is you celebrate or not, and, all that stuff as well.
Happy Winterval.
Yeah, bye.
Alright, bye.
See ya.
Bye. Sweet fucking Christ.